Hey, Will King here again, High Cotton Homes. We're here at this lake house, and today we're talking about water systems and how we're able to supply 7 showers in this house and no one ever be able to tell a difference. So today we're getting into that. We're getting into water heater locations. This is going to be a fun video. Let's take a look. All right, guys, we're in the mechanical room of this job, and again, today we're talking about the water system of this house. And so one of the first things that came up in conversations with this client is basically having enough water in this house to supply 7 showers at one time, plus the laundry rooms, plus the bathtub, and nobody be able to tell a difference in water pressure. So this is a vacation home, and so when these guys come in to stay, they have all their kids and kids' friends, and just a high occupancy load when they do show up and they're on the lake. So when they get off the boat, of course, lots of showers, lots of laundry, that kind of thing. So we got together with our plumber and kind of brainstormed on how we were going to pull that off. So to start with, we're about 400 feet from the road, and we're lucky. We've got about 140 pounds of pressure out by the street, and so that's a great pressure there. But we ended up running a 2.5-inch PVC line from the road all the way up to the house. And then outside the house, we actually have the pressure reducing valve on that PVC line before it then comes into the crawl space and ultimately here into this mechanical room behind this wall right here behind me. So with that, we actually transitioned to 1.5-inch PEX before we came into the house. And to me, that's just a safety net. I'm a big believer in PEX waterline just from a longevity and not breaking. So to me, that was just a little bit of a safety net, bringing in PEX to the crawl space versus the PVC. So you can see behind me, we have an 1.5-inch line coming in. It actually comes down this wall. We really just made our own distribution system here. So coming off these T's, we have 1-inch lines that go to each water heater location, which we'll get to that in a second. And also, if you notice up here, we have a main cutoff valve on this 1.5-inch line. So I'm a big fan of smart water valves or automatic water valves that can cut off in the event of a water leak. And so this one will actually saddle over this ball valve right here. And you notice we have a plug there beside it in the zip system that you can see. So it'll just sit over there, plug in, and then with pucks around the house that we'll talk about later also, it would activate that to cut off in the event of a water leak inside the house. So what we did, instead of having a big hybrid water heater or maybe 2 or 3 tankless in series down here in this mechanical room, we made the decision to distribute them throughout the house. So we've got the main mechanical room here. There's one water heater located down here. The Renai 199 will be here, but also on the main level, we have another one that services basically the master part of the house and a little bit of the kitchen laundry room area. And then upstairs, we have another RU 199 from Renai. And that's taking care of the bunk rooms upstairs. That's where the bulk of the showers are. So we actually broke that zone. It's serviced a little bit by the main level water heater. But so each of these 1-inch lines go to the water heater locations in those mechanical rooms. It tees off with a 3/4 line to feed the water heater. And then you have 3/4 runs going off to each bathroom with more sub-manifolds going to the fixture. So that's how we basically accomplished providing enough water, enough GPMs to just have adequate water in this house to meet the client's expectations. So it's a little overbuilt and definitely not our normal setup, but that's how we overcame this particular challenge. So just a really good thing to consider if you have that client wanting, I guess, that much water flow in their house. So also real quick, you'll notice here in our mechanical room, we have 4 1/2-inch PEX lines coming down. These are actually going to come off of our reverse osmosis system here. It'll be on this wall mounted to the zip system. And basically their drinking water, their ice maker, they have a coffee station in here and one more to a sink just for fresh drinking water in their house. So it's much easier to rough in a dedicated line now versus trying to locate a under the sink RO, which we've done before too. But that way it's all in the mechanical room, out of the way. And if it leaks, again, we have a nice floor drain here to catch it. So that's also a great thing to add when you're talking about plumbing systems in a house. All right, guys, so talking about the water heaters, I want to touch on that a little bit more. So we're using the Rinnai RU199IN, which is an indoor natural gas water heater. It is a condensating unit, which the neat part about those is that you can vent them with 2-inch PVC pipe. And like up to, I think, 65 feet of vent pipe to do that. So what that allowed us to do when that technology came out was basically locate them anywhere that you need to. And so with this being a vacation home, they're not here all the time. So the recirculating mode wasn't a good option for us because we didn't want to be wasteful and just have that recirc going when they're not here. So what we did was distributed the water heaters throughout the house to cut down that travel time. So that way, when that shower starts up, the hot water gets there much faster than it would if they were all down here in the basement. So we worked with the Rinnai engineering team actually on that. And anyway, we're excited to see that come together on this job. But also, you got to look at the GPM requirements of those. That 199, well, I think it's 11 GPMs roughly, and that's under ideal conditions, and that's something that you can't forget about. That's with an ideal water temp coming in, but you got to think about winter or worst case scenario too, and so that's why we ultimately decided to do 3 water heaters in this house, so we could adequately supply all the showers, bathtub, and then if somebody cut on a load of clothes, there's plenty of hot water to go around. When we get everything installed at this house, all the appliance set out, we'll come back in another video and test our setup to see what kind of flows we're getting and see if we're getting that proper GPMs to all the fixtures and shower heads in this house. But guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Remember, iron sharpens iron, so you guys keep grinding, keep watching these videos, and we'll see you again right here next time on The Build Show.